This is the Iowa Weather Report for Tuesday, July 14th, 2015. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. You can see a system moving away from the area across the Great Lakes and into the north and east. Ridge over the southern plains, and that's going to be building over the next couple of days and even pretty much for the rest of the month of July. You can see that storm system moving off to our east, taking the showers and thunderstorms along with it. Around here, it's still going to be pretty sunny today with highs mainly in the 80s to lower 90s, warmer in the western counties and cooler in the eastern counties. As we go into Wednesday, a system is going to be approaching from the west. It could produce a shower or storm late in the afternoon in our far western counties. Otherwise, it looks to hold off until Wednesday night and into Thursday. Readings still mainly in the 80s to around 90. Then Thursday, showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Doesn't look like it's going to be an all-day rain. Likely in the morning, maybe a break, and then maybe some redevelopment in the afternoon. We'll have to wait and see. But as that system moves off to the east, as we head into Friday and even into the weekend, the temperatures are going to warm back up again. Highs will be back into the mid to upper 80s to lower and maybe even some middle 90s. The humidity will come back up. Heat indices will be at or above 100 again. You can see here on the GFS, as we move into Saturday, the GFS has maybe a shower or storm around. Can't really rule it out. Don't expect it though. Chances are likely going to be 20% or less on that. Sunday would be the same story. Maybe a better chance of seeing a shower or storm in our far northern counties with possibly a complex moving across Minnesota and Wisconsin. But even that chances are fairly small at best. Still, readings will be in the 80s and 90s though. As we go into Monday early next week, maybe a slightly better chance of seeing some showers and storms as a front kind of sags into the state. But with this heat across the south, it's going to be a battle between the heat to our south and cooler Canadian air to our north that you can see by next Tuesday. It doesn't look a lot different from what we saw for today. Ridge over mainly the southern plains, main storm track along the U.S.-Canadian border. There's a system moving across the central and eastern Great Lakes that's taking showers and storms away from us. So I promise you this is next Tuesday, but it looks very similar to what we'll see today. A little bit of activity with some afternoon heating across the Rockies and the Intermountain West. As we go into the extended period around the 25th or so, that ridge over the south gets stronger and it builds even more. It takes up pretty much about the eastern two-thirds of the country outside of a slight trough in the northwest and maybe some cooler air in northern and central New England. It's going to be very hot, maybe a popcorn shower or storm, but for around here, better chances of storms will be well to our north. It's going to be hot if this verifies. Likely we're seeing readings well into the 80s and 90s, maybe even mainly 90s in some cases. The end of the month, or pretty much almost the end of the month, around the 29th, the ridge is slightly moving back toward the west where we've been seeing it for most of this summer. Trough over the New England states, and we might be heading back into a northwesterly flow, but this is more than 2 weeks out, and things can still change, and we could still see the heat continue. We'll have to wait and see, but it does look to be quite warm for a while. Satellite image from last evening shows a complex of showers and thunderstorms across the upper Ohio River Valley, down through the central plain states, especially Kansas, into Missouri, and a little bit of monsoonal activity across the southwest. A couple of clouds across the Carolinas with the decaying MCS at that point. But the watch warning map for last evening, heat over the south into the southern plains in the Midwest. Severe weather issues across the Ohio River Valley along with some flash flood issues. Fairly quiet elsewhere. The QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening, or Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, I'm sorry. And you can see a little bit of precipitation around here, maybe up to an inch, but some places may get a whole lot less than that.